All right, man. Let's get the bro up. All right, let me pull out Instagram because I think bro what it's gonna be a funny segment today. Or if it's not funny for y'all, it's funny for me. And that's how this podcast works. Like if I find it funny, then it's funny. And if you don't find it funny, drop a comment. Let me know so that I can make things funny for you. So first one, Demi Lovato. She just is the gift that keeps on giving, the dunce that keeps on dumbing. Here we go.
I had a lot of survivor's guilt after my overdose. And because there was, right after that, Mac Miller died. And it just put everything into perspective for me of like that could have been you, that almost was you. And how are you going to live your life now? And it was really, it affected.
All right, man. Cameron said this. Niggas die every day, B. And I don't say that to be insensitive. I say that people die daily. And when it's your time, unfortunately, it's your time. And a lot of us on earth may not agree with that. But nonetheless, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. So I believe that God does not make mistakes, even when he makes decisions or allows things to happen that I don't agree with. But for you to have survivor's guilt because somebody who's also famous that you may have known, like, died from not just an OD, because it's not your typical OD. His drugs were laced with fentanyl. And that's something that was out of his control. Not even about the amount that he used, but the fact that it was laced with fentanyl. And you feel bad about living because of that. Why don't you be happy about the fact that you've changed your life around, you're clean, and you're moving forward? I understand being sorry that you lost somebody, but Demi, you're in the you speak so much, and I don't even know if you still make music or do anything else productive besides just get out here and say clout chasey like things. Bro, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Stop it. Stop it. The clout ain't that serious. Another thing, when you meet his friend group and he not the leader, less than. Man, what are y'all talking, bro? What? He's not the leader. What you think we playing? Follow the leader over here? And maybe this is something that's happening in young crews. I don't know. I'm 30. My friends in my age bracket and up, okay? And ain't no leader. We're a group of people who are comfortable in our skin, comfortable as the people that we are, and we lead our lives accordingly. That's what it is. Like this whole idea, well, he ain't the leader, so I can't. Is he cool? Does he satisfy you? Is he the personality type that you want? Does he lead you? If that's what you're looking for? Is he a punk? Is he a pushover? Like, man, y'all out here making these fake qualifications. Bro, just go ahead and say this. You don't want him. He ain't the one for you. You want his friend. Just say that. Don't cover it up. Well, he ain't the leader, so he can't be my man. Bro, what are you talking about? Then I saw this pastor. And I know this is probably a week or two old. I don't care. I didn't talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it now.
I know poor, broke, busted, and disgusted.
Here we go.
See, that's how I know you still poor, broke, busted, and disgusted, because of how you've been honoring me. I'm not worth your McDonald's money. Come on. Come on. I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. I ain't worth your St. John knit. Y'all can't afford it no how. I ain't worth y'all Louis Vuitton. I ain't worth your Prada. I'm not worth your Gucci. Mother, I'm saying this, and I promise you, Deacon Ian, it's not with respect of want. I'm saying it because I want you to understand just what God is saying. Even found out that Lovato.
Is that a panhandling preacher? A panhandling preacher. Now you supposed the Bible say you supposed to give your 10%. Now I give them what I give them because I don't trust them because of people like him, the panhandling preacher over here, telling folks that I'm not worth your this. I'm broke bust in us. But man, how you gonna call me a broken ass for my money, bro? What are you talking about? Like how can you call me broke, but you begging for my money? I'm not worth your this. No. Well, obviously not because you ain't getting it. And maybe you should focus less on what the people are giving you and you give them what they need, right? Because you're supposed to be guiding them towards eternal life. I'm so tired of you church folks. I'm so sick and tired of you church folks using God as an excuse to be a piece of shit. You know what? Step away from the church. Own who you are and leave the church out of this. Leave God out of this. Because the problem is that you turn people like me who grew up in the church to somebody who don't want to go back in the church. It ain't got nothing to do with God. It's all about your church folks. It's all about your church folks. And man, it gets exhausting just being up there, sitting around y'all church folks. Just y'all turn your church nose up at folks who don't live the life that you live because they choose different sins. Okay. And then some of y'all, and you hear him in there saying, yes, yeah, preach, preacher, all that, bro. Y'all worshiping the church. Y'all worshiping the church. Y'all ain't even worshiping the God. You're supposed to be here for God, the God. You know, and y'all over here y'all worshiping him. Y'all think I'm supposed to? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna be broke, busted, and disgusted because you ain't worth my red lobster money, nigga. Next, man, I saw this post. It was a post of Quavo next to Jeff Bezos, and it was like, you should strive to be rich, not look rich. Quavo's rich. He's not as rich as Jeff Bezos, but it has nothing to do with the way he presents himself. It has everything to do with the skill sets that they possess and the time and effort that they put into their business ventures, okay? And also, they're at different places in their career. Like, you see the picture of Jay-Z where he used to have the jewelry and stuff on, and now he doesn't, but he's richer. Yeah, but Jay-Z also has, like, multi-million-dollar paintings on his wall. Some would say, like, what are you doing with that? It's a waste of money. I know it's a way to clean your money, and so yeah. I know the art game, but the point that I'm making is, when it's your money, spend it how you see fit. Don't let these people on the internet who don't have any money tell you what to do with your money. That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. If I want to be iced out, you know what? I'm gonna be iced out because guess what? That ice still has value. I can still bust it down and get paid for it. I can bust it down and sell it. Like, come on now. There's still assets. Diamonds still cost money. Okay. So yeah, blowing your money on clothes and shoes and design and all that stuff, it may not be the smartest thing in the world, but everybody doesn't make smart decisions all the time. And if that's what they choose to do, that's on them, man. Let's just tell the truth about it. Some of us ain't never been flashy before. We ain't never had it. So we want to show that we got it. And as long as we still got it, who cares if we show it? But I know y'all care about that. You know, I saw this sick post and I thought it was the stupidest thing I've read in a very long time. I mean, it was just absolutely stupid. And it said America's a third world country in a Gucci belt. And I just want to say, shut the fuck up. Like, to the person who posted it, somebody I know, I told him, like, that was the stupidest thing that I've like read in a very long time. And people who believe that America's a third world country in a Gucci belt, you're stupid. Now, are there issues in America? Yes. Is there some corruption here? Yes, sure. Is there propaganda here? Yeah, yes, sure. But the life that you get to live, especially some of these people I see, these college graduates with these adult jobs who still get to live at home with their parents. So they get to pocket a lot of money and vacations. They get to go 3 or 4 a year. I go, hold on, you calling this a third world country? Go check and see how they treating women in Afghanistan right now. Go check and see how they've been treating women in Saudi Arabia. You understand what I'm saying? Like, go see what happens in like a real deal third world country where the crime bosses actually run it. Here in America, we feel like they run it, but it's a little different. But when they actually run it, when the police come, they go, oh, when the police turn away. You know what I mean? Like, imagine not being able to go to school. Imagine not being able to get a job. Imagine, being subject to sexual assault, rape, and there's no steps to getting it resolved. I ain't gonna sit here and say it's perfect now. It's not perfect. A lot of men get away with a lot of creepy stuff, but there is a process in place where you have a chance. Imagine not having a chance. Imagine not knowing where your next meal is coming from. Imagine not knowing the means to, again, imagine not having a chance. Imagine not having a school system that can set you up to go to a university or equip you with a set of skills to start your own business or go work for an established company. You know what I mean? Or actually be able to be involved in government. Imagine that. Imagine not having a free internet, which is getting less and less free with the way the algorithms are working. But imagine not being able to get on the internet and post what you want to post and find what you want to find. Imagine that not being there. Do we have our flaws? Hell yes. But to call us a third world country, man, bro, what are you talking about? Shut up. That's just so dismissive of those who are in third world countries or those who have risen from third world countries. Sorry, it hits home. Shut up. Kanye, why are you putting your Gap clothes in trash bags, bro? Bro, what are you doing? Into the Catholic Church. Y'all gonna investigate these nuns who got pregnant over in Africa. But y'all won't investigate these boys and these priests and what they're doing to them, huh? Yeah. You investigate the women who I'm pretty sure had consensual sex and they just got caught by getting pregnant. But you're not doing anything about your priest problem and the way they touch little boys and take advantage of little boys and they have sex with little boys against their own will. What's wrong with y'all church folks, man? Y'all worried about the wrong thing? And lastly, this lab, bro, what? I saw this like as I was prepping for the show. UC Berkeley off-campus student housing bans white people from common areas. I mean, it's off-campus housing. They can do whatever they want because they're not associated with the school. It's a private business. I know that gets fishy sometimes, but, let's read. POC house guest rules. House members and rules should always be respected by all guests. Make sure your guests understand our house values and uphold the theme of the house as you're responsible for their behavior. Many people of color, many POC members moved here to be able to avoid white violence and presence. To respect their decisions of avoidance if you bring white guests. So people of color, okay. This place was built to be a safe place or meant to be a safe place. Get away from the whites. Got it. Oh boy. I accidentally clicked out of it. So we're back here. Okay. Guest limit and math. Guest limit per house member is 5 guests. All guests must wear masks in common spaces. Always announce guests in the guest chat if they will be in common spaces with you and if they are white. Guests are allowed in common spaces, but please be mindful if there are house members in the room beforehand, white guests are not allowed in common spaces. See intro. Do not leave guests alone in common spaces to avoid house members assuming it's a stranger and alerting the house chat. Avoid bringing parent/family members that express bigotry. Queer, Black, and Indigenous members should not have to avoid common spaces because of homophobic or racist parent/family members. Be conscious of the amount of noise you and your guests are making in the common spaces or in your room. Our house walls are very thin and we have quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. on weekdays, 1 a.m. to 10 a.m. on weekends.
Let's just go ahead.
Well, let me tell you, I don't even want to hear anybody else's commentary on that because that is a bunch of racist bullshit. Everything that safe space is trying to create, bro, what? You're not a safe space anymore. You are creating these parameters based on assumptions that exist from your lack of exposure of people who are different from you and think different from you. Now, this idea that we always have to put our beliefs on our chest. I walk around like I got an S on my chest. Yeah. The thing about Superman was, right, Clark Kent went to work every day and he wore a suit, and he had his Superman suit up under his suit, which is where most of our beliefs should lie, underneath our suit. Because we should be able to function as a people, go out, have a conversation, hang out in a common area. For God's sake, who can't hang out in a common area without having a conversation about their personal beliefs? Let's just talk about the weather. Let's talk about what we're doing this weekend. Let's talk about, happy our family's here. Every conversation doesn't have to be that deep. You can, let's just tell the truth here, right? Let's tell the truth. People lie. Let's tell the truth. We don't always have to express our truths. And that doesn't mean we're not telling the truth. It means that I don't have to give my political thoughts on this. I don't have to give my thoughts on the LGBTQ plus community. I don't have to give my thoughts on race relations, right? I don't have to give my thoughts on male-female dynamics in this country right now. I don't have to do that. I don't have to volunteer that. And guess what? We can be truthful. We can have a great conversation and none of that stuff comes up. Instead of trying to ban people, why don't you embrace those people who think differently from you and actually educate them? Because when you avoid them, they're never going to change. Because when you say, hey, you can't come here because you're this way, they're never going to look to the way you think. They're never going to try to embrace you. And I understand with it being a home, you want to create a safe space for people in their home. But call me Hoppin' Bob, call me Uncle Ruckus, call me Uncle Tom. But the shit that y'all doing right there, that doesn't address the problem. That doesn't solve the problem. I think it's bullshit. I think it's stupid. Like, what are you doing here? Come on, man. Like, bro, what?